Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Dragon Commander. Actually, I can use the troops that only have one movement, move here, and use the others to move here, and this way I can take 2 territories in a single turn.
Well done, Commander. The first of your dastardly siblings has fallen to your might. This victory will send terror leaping down the spines of your remaining opponents. Once more, we set an important step in the direction of victory. Bravo!
I admit I do enjoy the privileges of nobility, Commander, but sometimes their excesses repulse me. A rat like Nakasim should be made to suffer. He should repent, not revel in riches. But such is his lucky lot, no matter how unfair and undeserved.
I still don't understand why you didn't accept our generous gift, Commander. Now you stand empty-handed, and young Nakasim has suffered an unjust blow to his reputation. Except among the undead, perhaps. I'll thank you to reel that Scarlet Woman in, and ensure this goes no further.
Do you want a government that is despotic or democratic in nature? That was the question, Commander, and the results of our referendum have just come in. As a Republican, I am very glad to announce that a slight majority of the populace answered with the word democratic. Their will is clear. They want a president chosen by the people for the people. So will you grant them their wish, Commander? Will you allow us to organize elections?
Yeah, sure, but perhaps after the war would be a better moment. But to be honest, like, I would think I, as meaning the player character, have quite a good chance of winning the election anyway, because I will be the savior of the realm, so...
You've been gambling with your gods-given right to the throne, Commander, but you may hold on to it yet. Stay true to the Seven. They gave you an empire, but it is not yours to give away.
The people's answer was, like I said, quite predictable. And now it's a pony-sized pickle we're in. My stance, however, remains unchanged, and I maintain there is no dishonor in simply dismissing the result of this referendum.
I warned you, Commander, but did you listen? No. Now that psycho of a Prospera is actually asking for elections, and elections are a can that has the word worms written all over it in great big flashing letters. Do not open the can, Commander.
To be honest, I myself consider even a monarchy that is of a, you know, just of a representational form. For example, such as in the UK, where the Queen doesn't really have any real power. Even that I consider to be a waste, to be honest, because it costs the country a lot of resources to maintain a monarchy, and it doesn't really do anything apart from like being a symbol, and let alone the actual like dynastical monarchy, which would be totally stupid to just hand away some power to someone because he was born into the right family. So yeah, I admit they are right in the way that the question in the referendum was biased, but and maybe that would be the case to the reason to dismiss it for, but the result is still like, I'm still very much in favor of democracy rather than a monarchy.
Do you want a
First she wants a referendum, and now she demands elections. What is it with Prospera, Commander? Does she think we have nothing better to do than fill in silly questionnaires? She had her fun, now let's get back to business. We quarrel, you decide, and that's it.
Nah, I will allow free elections to choose the head of the state, although I hope they will wait until the end of the war to do it.
Fantastic, Commander. Every man and woman in the realm, including you, is eligible to be a candidate. So soon we shall see who will be the first president of Rivellon. Oh, these are exciting times indeed. A republic is about to be born.
The gods themselves have bestowed onto you the greatest honor in life, to rule over all men and all beasts as you see fit. To throw this gift back in their hallowed faces is a most heinous ingratitude, Commander. A sin beyond compare.
If you are determined to go on with Prospera's reforms, I cannot stop you, Commander. But I think it's a dangerous game you're playing, especially in these times of war.
Yeah, that is
If one of
kind
your
of true.
half-brothers or sisters wins the war, you may rest assured they will never consent to a republic.
Off comes the lid. Creepy crawlies everywhere. For believe me, Commander, it will indeed be creeps that come crawling in, and one of them will assume the title of president. What will you do if you don't win, and some beet farmer starts to run the war? Dear Lord, we'll be done for.
Hold on to your hats, lads. A storm is coming. You're crazy, Commander. Deranged. What if an imp wins? It'll be the end of the world.
That's funny of him to admit it.
Another battle lost and won. Or in your case, one full stop.
Ugh, this is all too frustrating, Commander. They arrested Narcasim, but he wasn't thrown in a dungeon. He's just confined to a palace out in the country where he lives in opulent luxury and is reported to have already killed a servant because he looked a bit effeminate, with no repercussions as a matter of course. That's just it. We gay people, we haven't the rights others enjoy. That creep can kill us willy-nilly, and all he gets coming his way is a slap on the wrist and a bloody castle to gallivant in. He'll probably be free in a month's time, stripped of his functions, sure, but ready to resume his murder spree. This must end, Commander. A line must be drawn. You have shown me support before, so please, do so again. Let me announce to the world I am a proud lesbian woman, and that by order of the Emperor, I am bid to execute the wretch that undid so many of my brothers and sisters.
Well, it's a strange case because like, I am not the judicial branch of the government, so theoretically I shouldn't have the power to just kill people because I said so. Like, obviously in this case they want to pull on your heartstrings because He supposedly deserves it, but I don't think I can allow it. It reeks too much of vigilante justice, and I would rather that the law be his judge. I am not, I am not the courts after all.
But the law favors him, not me. Ever have I been the victim of petty rules and bywords, whereas he, once more, will benefit by them? I was ready to shout from the rooftops who I, Scarlet, really am. Ready to strike a blow for justice. I understand you, Commander. But then again, maybe I don't.
Well, maybe there will be an opportunity to change the law at a later date.
Stand in the path of a Dragon Knight and you'll be obliterated. Once more, this has been spectacularly proven.
I'm just amassing an army to attack this capital later on. But first I will need to deal with the green player. Yeah, that's quite a lot of mercenaries he employed. I don't think I can win this actually. Oh, so the dwarves actually won, probably because they have the most gold for organizing the campaign and bribing people.
Excellent, Commander. Simply excellent. I realize I may seem like a cynical old sorcerer when I receive the news of one of your siblings' deaths with such relish. But if it hastens our progress to peace, may one fall neath your blade every day.
Looks like everything worked out for the best. At least as far as Scarlet is concerned. I was quite impressed by the quality of her writing. Frankly, I didn't expect her to have a way with words at all, but passion, it seems, brought out the poet hidden inside. She's a fine woman. An example to be mimicked, and I wish her all the best.
So did she, like, write a manifest or something?
Scarlet's manifest has humbled us all, Commander. How could we elves, who have always supported the rights of our gay brethren, be so deceived by the titles of nobility? In any case, Narcosim may be an archduke still, but that doesn't enable him to bend the bars he's locked behind. or
Oh, so
give
they
flavor
did,
to the stale
put him in
bread
jail
and
after
moat
all.
water he is served.
That's good.
My great love, my dawn and dusk, minister to me with thy counsel, for I am lost in the blinding mists of misgiving. Upon the very doorstep of completion I falter, encumbered by the insidious sprites of doubt and hesitation. Their incessant chatter satiates my being with pale and quiet dread. Questions, queries upon burial rise from shallow graves. In search of life, am I taunting death? In pursuit of salvation, am I to become a monster? The imps came through. You see, they have constructed a mechanical skeleton of pure gold. A feat of engineering. May Yorick never hear these words, that elevates them to the level of diminutive demigods. For if they can create such wonders, they can create worlds.
What's wrong then?
And yet I shudder to think I would become that construct. That cold engine. For, gilded though it may be, what is it but a vehicle? A casket? An ambulant crypt that would hold my desolate soul?
Well, I'm not going to force you, so if the idea repulses you to such a degree, I think we both know we should not proceed, so we're back to square one and maybe we'll figure something out.
May the Seven forgive my indecision. But if you too, O dragon, perceive a metal me would be a material me only, I acquiesce in the knowledge we are making the right decision, be it perchance a hopeless one.
I'd have thought the Scarlet I know would have settled her beef with that elven son of a whore by means of the blade. Still, the article she wrote pretty much got her the same result, even if it was a bit emotional for my tastes. Brave of her too to announce she's into women so publicly. But I'll bet she'll still have a hankering after old Henry from time to time. She could bring one of her lady friends along if that makes her feel more at ease. I really don't mind at all.
You forbade me to kill Narcosim, Commander, but I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. So I dropped my sword and reached for the pen. I wrote a pamphlet of sorts in which I made public that I am gay, in which I out that vile elf for what he really is, in which I decry the injustice that befalls my kind. It ran in the Rivellon Times and actually caused quite a stir. I had expected derision, I really did. But to my surprise, my statement gained me sympathy and my cause attention. It was an eye-opener. Oberon even apologized to me for having wanted to cover up the Archduke's abominations. He's in a proper dungeon now, devoid of light and luxury.
That's good to hear.
I am vindicated, Commander. I am free. I may not always have had your support, but in the end, I clawed my way to where I am now by myself, and I think I have earned the right to be proud.
Quite a show our little Scarlet staged. The little general that could after all, isn't she? About to throw away wasted years of molten men and waste them on wine and women instead. Miraculous how things change. Thus passes the glory of the world.
So Scarlet has finally revealed for all to hear who she really is then. Good. One less woman that will fall prey to the paws of men. Too bad that elven duke still lives, though. I'd have slowly lowered him onto a red-hot stake. But that's just me.
Actually, I think I can disband some of those units, if it's possible. Although, I don't think I need to, because I have a lot of population left. Okay, that wasn't really wisest. Maybe I'll have enough. Really.
Once more, I commend you heartily, Commander. Another one of the traitors that stalked your father, my proud friend Sigurd, has met an untimely demise. Soon they shall all be in their graves, defamed and unlamented.
How much more base and depraved can a soul get when it seeks the death of a child to further its interests? Henry and I may not always see eye to eye, but if I can save his daughter, I will do what I can. And Scarlet feels the same.
Commander, we have anxiously awaited your return, for our spies brought dire news. Some obscure nobleman by the name of Drury has ordered top assassins to kidnap and kill Henry's daughter Anne. Her death would crush him, and that's exactly how that prick tries to get the attention of our enemies. By robbing you of one of your generals, he seeks the same post in their armies. You know there'd be no stopping Henry. He sped off home the instant he heard the news, so now Catherine and I would like your permission to go after him. If he has to face those backstabbing bastards, we want to face them with him.
Yeah, sure, why not? Go help him.
Yes, Commander. We'll hack them to pieces and be back in time for happy hour.
Henry has a spot of daughter trouble, has he? These teenage girls, they're all the same. Scarlet and Catherine actually want to abandon ship and rush to her rescue. Can you imagine? At least I have the sense of duty to remain here in the epicenter of your power, where generals are truly needed. Well, there's that, and the fact that I just can't be bothered.
Damn it. Really want to go down. Maybe that will be finally enough. Take this part here. And then I can attack the capital from both sides. Oh, this is a very wealthy province, so it's really good too. Build a gold mine there. Oh, I didn't expect them to get such a bonus. Well, then I guess I can retreat.
Once your opponents were proud and many, Commander. Now the pitiful that remain shiver and weep, for they know you approach. Another enemy has fallen. Before long you will be your father's sole remaining heir, and Rivellon will be yours.
Dear, oh dear. It seems my esteemed colleagues made a mess of things. But why blame them, really? Takes those blockheads of councillors, of course, not to know any confrontation with hardened assassins is bound to leave a trail of, a variety of things. Blood, ash, and general destruction come to mind. Perhaps I should have gone with them after all. Sounds like they had a jolly old time.
Your generals are out of control, Commander. Now, I appreciate they stood together to rescue Henry's daughter, but when the end result has a tally of 2 incinerated buildings, a ruined hall of industry, and a few dozen dead or wounded, it seems to me they were a tad too enthusiastic.
Oh, maybe.
They may be used to battlefields alone these days, but we do not tolerate such mayhem in our cities. Someone needs to pay. The elections you so graciously allowed us to organize are over, Commander. Rivellon will have its first president, and he is in this very room right now. None other than Sir Falstaff Silvervein.
Oh.
The republic we lizards have so long sought to create is about to become a reality. There now remains but the matter of your formal abdication. I trust you will do so, Commander. I trust you will hereby renounce all your sovereign claims and step down as monarch.
Yeah, sure, why not? Although it would probably be good if I won the war first. I wonder if the dwarf won because he just bribed everybody or something.
The road to redemption is paved with prayer, Commander, and you are in need of redemption indeed. So pray, and therein find enlightenment. It is not too late. Take back the throne and wear the crown the Seven have seen fit to put upon your head.
Gods protect us, Commander. We hold one election and Falstaff wins. Curious how in some districts 100% of the vote went to him. Curious how in others entire barrels of votes went missing. Is this what the future has in store for us? Duplicitous presidencies? No. I'd rather you remain Emperor, Commander. I truly do.
Well, if there's been voter fraud, then there should be some other option, like investigate or something. But in principle, I should recognize the results of the popular vote.
Commander, even though it is I who won the elections and will take your place for some 5 years when we vote anew, I think you'd be a damnable dumbbell to let slide your sovereignty. Just dismiss these elections. You have that power still.
These last few days have been a horror, Commander. Posters of Falstaff everywhere. Oh, that silly grin. Falstaff for president was the only cry you heard. And I swear there isn't a baby's cheek left in the land unkissed by that damnable dwarf. This charade would repeat itself every few years. Dear me, no. I beg you, Commander, remain our emperor.
Well, but it's the will of the people I should be concerned about, and not just 5 members of my cabinet, so on the matter of principle I will step down, although, as I said, I hope they will allow me to rule until the end of the war, because I doubt they will manage to win without me.
You, dear dragon, are a truly great man, for you have brought democracy to Rivellon. Still, we all agree that until the war is actually won, you should remain our commander. Nothing will change until then. But in peace, we will have our republic. A republic. Allow me to add that no lizard has ever had a greater hero than you. Liberty and reason. You have given us both.
You have neither respect nor love for the Seven, Commander. That much is clear. Take note when you bow before the dwarf when he occupies your throne. For when the time comes, you'll be made to bow before the devil in like fashion.
Dear Lord, Commander. May every power that be protect our Green Mother under Falstaff's rule. Prospera may think you have given us a gift, but I know it to be a poisoned one. You are not to be congratulated. You are to be cursed.
You should not have done this, Commander. Abdication was a stupid thing to do. Aye, Sir Silvervein will be a good president. But who will be next? An elf? A dimwit like Oberon?
Well, you can still vote for
We'll be
me.
crying for the
I'm
return
not
of
sure
the
what's the
dragon
problem.
sooner or later. You mark my words.
No! Why, Commander? Why? I have but one hope now, and that is that the war will last forever. For as long as there is no peace, you remain Emperor. It'll take a while yet, no? There's no rush, really. Take a holiday. No need to conquer a country every day.
We accomplished our mission, Commander, but I shudder to think at what cost. No wonder the councillors are in an uproar.
Good to see you, Commander. I've been meaning to thank you for the role you've played in the rescue of my dear Anne. 'Twould have been another story entirely had Catherine and Scarlet not come to my aid. Wonders of women. You should have seen us. And we reached before those bloody assassins did. But they beset us in far greater numbers than we could have foreseen. They used imp-throwing bombs, lizard arrows tipped with poison, dwarf axes that could cut through steel, but we held them off time and again. We three duelists, shoulder to shoulder. Of course, there was a touch of collateral damage, I suppose. One of those imp devices rolled right into an undead kindergarten. But really, those skeletal scamps are already dead to begin with, right? I thought it was rather funny. A shower of bones it was, came clattering down like dry hail.
Okay, that's rather morbid, although it brings the question, how exactly are new undead created in this world? If they have kindergartens, like, wouldn't their children remain children forever?
Is that a reason to be a killjoy and scream bloody murder? 'Cause that's what those gods-be-damned councillors of yours are doing. They demand restitution and the likes. I've half a mind to demonstrate what functionalities come with this arm of mine, and where they can put them.
Well, your daughter is saved, and like, it is partially, well, maybe not your fault, but well, the result of the actions taken on your behalf. So even if you are not personally to blame, you could assume responsibility. After all, you did accomplish what you wanted, so like, again, there isn't really an option that ideally suits me, because this seems like rather dismissive, like, I just want them off my back, someone has to take the fall, I don't care who. I do care who, it should be the one who caused it, but you could take the blame and, you know, try to maybe explain yourself or something.
I suppose not. So what happens next? I have to pay a fine or something? Do community service for the undead? Air out some crypts and polish their coffins? Bah! By every demon ass in hell, the things we do for our children, Commander.
We did it, Commander. Anne has been rescued. Hardest fight I ever fought, but it was worth it. I'm sorry to say, though, those damned assassins spared not the citizens that stood in their way. Many died, but not by our blades.
Seven be merciful when your generals descend unto our cities, Commander. When they paint the town red, they transcend the mere figure of speech. We undead have children to mourn because of their escapades, and we demand hefty reimbursement.
Okay, again, I will just buy every upgrade there is. Hope it gives me something. Sure, that's enough. I need to gather some more forces before assaulting their capital.
Once your opponents were...
Those high and mighty councillors sure did a number on Henry. As if he's the one that caused so much trouble. Have they quite forgotten about Lord Drury's merry band of assassins? He's been asking me for a loan, you know. Being robbed of his gold. Asked for quite a lot, actually. But I guess I can't rightly refuse him. A begging man is more agonizing to look upon than a begging dog.
General Henry got his comeuppance, Commander. I can only hope he'll reflect on his sentence with proper repentance and humility. Yet, knowing Henry, pigs will fly first.
My light and dark. Such news I have to share. Is it not miraculous that upon the very edge of desperation, I should find salvation perched, its legs dangling nonchalantly over the edge? Icarus is my liberator's name. A wizard of fearsome but revered reputation. He has traveled from beyond the endless grey to undo my plight. Moved as he was by the tales of the withering princess, who by her very nature should be impervious to death, were it not that sickness stalked her soul. He has powers that are as prodigious as they are unique. With the talent of a virtuoso, he shall, according to my instructions, brandish his brush upon bare canvas, and there beget a woman of ultimate beauty. Then, when his masterpiece is finished, he will weave nameless magic. I shall be the painted phantasmagoria come to life. You have, of course, my love, long gathered that Icarus is not moved solely by the kindness of his heart. The need for recompense doth besmirch his noble intentions. One of two things he asks of me. A night between my sheets once my transformation is complete. Or a hoard of gold the likes of which would fill his far-off palace to its very brim.
Well, obviously I'm not going to force her to sleep with the man, so I'll defend my wife's honor if it costs me the last gold coin in the kingdom. He'll get his riches if he keeps his end of the bargain.
I knew you would never even contemplate the degradation he would visit upon my person. Only you will know my embrace once I dismiss these bones and become a woman of flesh and blood.
Justice has been done under the all-seeing eyes of the mighty Seven. He who has cast down the bones of our brethren has himself been cast down into the dust. I didn't quite know what to make of Henry's attitude, though. I found myself paying for his whole trip back to ship. He kept going on and on about how sorry he was. Another drink, Yorick, to alleviate my guilt. Another drink, Yorick, in memory of those poor children. What could I do but pick up the tab?
It doesn't seem all that sincere.
There's this strange fellow on the ship, Commander. Did the best party trick I ever saw. One moment he doodles a pint. The next it's real and he's drinking it. Maxos can learn a thing or two from this character.
Another battle lost and won. Or in your case, one full stop.
It's over, Commander. I stood before a tribunal, was described as a maniac, a vandal, an arsonist, and even a murderer. But I bore it all with quiet dignity. My jaws clenched tighter than Prospera's ass. They took my land, my titles, what gold I had stored, but I stood in silence, not giving them the satisfaction of showing my rage. Quite a change from the hothead Henry you know and love, isn't it, Commander? 'Twas down to Catherine and Scarlet, you know. Never would I have let those bastards of counselors unleash their barrage of injustice over me had I not rested easily in the knowledge that thereby I was shielding the friends who came to my aid without as much as a thought for their own safety. My daughter came to no harm, and neither did my comrades in arms. All is well. Now, to toast them all with wine and beer, and again and again. It'll have to be your treat, though, Commander. I'm penniless now, remember?
if there's a possibility, I'll do my best to reimburse you for your losses. You've been serving me well, after all. But for now, be safe, and see you in the next one. Bye.